Hi everybody. Today we're going to be analyzing our Boyle's Law data from our lab where we are learning the relationship between pressure and volume. The first thing you're going to want to do is create some labels for our data. In the X column we're going to put the volume because that is the variable that we're changing in this lab. And in the Y column we were going to put the pressure data because that is the variable that is changing because we're changing the volume. Now using Google Sheets, we can actually take a couple of shortcuts. We can create a list of numbers that are sequential by highlighting the boxes and dragging the bottom right corner down. Make sure that yours goes from 5 to 20 just like your labette. Now, you can start entering your pressure data. You can do this as you actually record the data, or you can record all of your data and then transfer it into the spreadsheet. Notice how mine is going a little bit faster. That's just because I sped up this part of the video. As soon as you are done entering all of your data, you can create a chart so that we can see what the relationship between these numbers actually is. So go to the Insert tab, click Chart, and then we'll see these like bad options, and then you can choose a better one. XY scatter plots are really useful for seeing what's going on with data collected in labs. So we're going to use an XY scatter plot. We'll insert this graph, move it to a convenient location, and then we can mess with a bunch of fancy pretty things like the title or labeling the axes. For now, we'll just put in the title. Volume versus pressure. To find out the relationship in the points, we can actually use a feature called trend line. We'll add a trend line by going to the advanced edit. If you scroll all the way down on the advanced edit, you'll find some trend line options. First thing you want to do is add the trend line. On Google Sheets, there are fewer options for the type of line than in Microsoft Excel. In Excel, you would have a power option, and that is actually the option you want to use for the Boyle's Law lab. But exponential is close enough. What we can do now is we can actually show what the equation is of this best fit line, and we can show the R-squared value. If you're not into spreadsheets, you may not know, but the R-squared value basically just shows you how close your line is, or the extrapolated line that you have is to that set of data. The closer you are to 1, the better your line is. At this point, we'll actually notice that my graph is a little bit closer to a 1 over x graph from math. And we can try and make our data actually fit that. I'm going to move this volume column over, and then I'm going to change what my relationship with my pressure is. I'm going to change it to 1 divided by pressure by hitting the equals button, doing 1 divided by, and then clicking the column. You only have to do this a few times. Again, pushing the equals button to make it do math. 1 divided by the column number. And then you can highlight it and drag it down, and the Google Sheets will copy this pattern for you for all of your data. Now if we graph these new points, or rather just manipulated points, you may see a different relationship. So we will insert a new chart. Make sure it's an XY scatter plot again. Oh, that looks really nice. Now what we have here is a linear relationship, and we can use the fact that this relationship is linear to create a mathematical equation that is now referred to as Boyle's Law. We'll discuss this data in class as soon as you're done working up your data. For this, you can also add a trend line so that you can see how close your data is to the line that the computer is generating. I always show the equation on the chart. It helps students see what the slope is. I hope this video was helpful in helping you work up your Boyle's Law data.